Hello students, in this video I will explain the introductory concepts of non-deterministic finite state machine. The definition of non-deterministic finite machine. We'll also see the differences between deterministic finite machine as well as non-deterministic finite state machine, and then we go into a few simple examples of non-deterministic finite state machine. Computers are actually, or in other words, completely deterministic finite state machines. Because the state of a computer can be predicted from the input and the initial state. Okay, but we cannot find computers which are non-deterministic in nature. Now, to understand this concept of non-deterministic finite state machine, we first will have to identify the disadvantages of a deterministic finite state machine, because the disadvantages of deterministic finite state machine lead to the rise of or the construction of the non-deterministic finite state machine. So few of the disadvantages which are listed are as shown in this slide. That is, construction of a DFSM is a little difficult for us. Okay, and DFSMs cannot guess the input. They are also not very powerful when compared to the other state machines which is there, that is NDFSM. We are only comparing DFSM with NDFSM. So when we compare, it's also not very powerful. And at any point in time, DFSM can be present in only one state. It cannot be in multiple states. So DFSM does not have the power to be in several states at once. Now these disadvantages of DFSM become the advantages of NDFSM, where NDFSMs are considered as very easy to construct. When we see the construction, you'll understand why I'm telling NDFSMs are very easy to construct with comparison with DFSMs. And NDFSMs have ability to guess about its input. And when we compare DFSMs and NDFSMs, NDFSMs are considered as more powerful. And NDFSM has got the power to be in multiple states at once. Now, what is this multiple states at once concept? Okay. Now, we have seen the concept of a DFSM. So, if we consider DFSM, the start state of the DFSM as Q0, okay, or this is our initial state. When it receives some input, consider it is some input, it goes to another state. I will call this state as Q1. Now Q1 can be an intermediate state, or it also can be a final state. Okay. Whereas when we are talking about NDFSM, this will be the start state of NDFSM. I'll consider Q0 as the start state of NDFSM. When this start state receives some input, it can go to multiple states at once. So it can go to an empty state, it can go to some state Q1, it can go to some state Q2, some state Q3, till some state Qn. The definition of NDFSM does not vary much when compared with the definition of DFSM. So NDFSM is also a quintuple which has got 5 components: K, sigma, delta, S and A, where we know that K is the finite set of states of the NDFSM. Sigma is the input alphabet over which we construct the NDFSM. S is the start state, and S belongs to K. A is a subset of K, and A stands for all the accepting or the final states of the NDFSM. But there is only one small change in the transition set or the transition function. Earlier, for a DFSM, the transition was from some state K on receiving an input. On receiving an input, that is sigma, it goes to another state K. Whereas the change here is the states K of the NDFSM when they receive an input. So sigma is your input set. Okay. Along with that, we also have something which we call as epsilon transitions. So input can be the alphabet set which we have, or we also can have epsilon transitions. So this forms the input set in NDFSM. So whenever a state K is given this input, okay, it can go to 2 to the power K states. Instead of K state, that is a single state, it will go to 2 to the power K states. And what is this 2 to the power K? We know that 2 to the power K stands for power set of K. This is the only difference which we see between NDFSM and DFSM definition. It is just that DFSM goes to a single state on each transition, whereas NDFSM can go to multiple states on each transition. Most of the concepts of DFSM hold good for NDFSM too. NDFSM is non-deterministic finite state machine, and we know that it can be represented as M, which is a quintuple or a 5-tuple representation. Now just consider that W is an element of sigma star. What is sigma star? Sigma star stands for 0 or more occurrences of the input symbols. Okay, so just consider W is one of the element of sigma star. So the first concept which we are going to consider of DFSM is the concept of acceptance and rejection. Okay, now M will accept W if and only if at least one of its computations are accepted, and M rejects W if and only if none of its computations are accepted. The second concept which we see is the concept of language. We denote the language which is accepted by NDFSM as L of M, and L of M is the set of all strings which are accepted by M. M is your NDFSM. Okay. The other concepts, we had configuration, we had concept of initial configuration, accepting configuration, yield in one step, etc., or computations. All those are in the similar manner as defined for the DFSM. So the same concepts hold good, except for there's only one change, that is in the transitions. This slide gives you the differences of DFSM and NDFSM in detail. The first difference which we see is DFSMs can make exactly one move per input or for each of the input symbol in sigma, whereas NDFSM or NFSM is also called as NFSM. NFSM can have 0 or more moves for each of the input, okay, for every state in an automaton. Now, because we have this 0 or more transitions, we can have a transition which is labeled as an epsilon transition. We have a new transition which is defined for an NFSM, that is your epsilon transition. The second difference which we have is the moves of the automaton can be predicted in the case of DFSM, whereas the moves in a non-deterministic finite automaton cannot be predicted, because we can have epsilon transitions where the automaton can change the state without reading input. Epsilon stands for empty, we know, therefore it can move to another state without reading any input, and such an input or such a transition is called as epsilon transition. The third difference which we have is the number of states are more in DFSM whereas less in NFSM. And the fourth difference is DFSM cannot guess about its input, whereas NDFSM can actually guess the correct path of its input. I will take an example of a DFSM and an NFSM construction in order to show the difference between the DFSM and NFSM construction. The question is to design a DFSM and NFSM for accepting strings of zeros and ones which end with 0, 1. So your condition is the strings should end with 0, 1. Therefore, we know that our input alphabet is 0, 1 because we have only strings of zeros and ones. And the minimum string here is 0, 1 because we are talking about strings with end with 0, 1. Therefore, for a DFSM construction, we use the minimum string in order to construct our skeleton DFSM. So we have Q0 state. On the Q0 state, when we give a 0, it goes to Q1 state, and on Q1 state, when you give a 1, it goes to Q2 state. Q2 state is considered as our final state. Now, since it is a DFSM, we have to check each of the input alphabet on each of the states. So here on Q0 state, we have checked for a 0, but we have not checked for a 1. Therefore, we know that according to the minimum DFSM, if we see a 0, we go to the next state. But if we see a 1, we have to remain in the same state. So that we have a provision to provide for strings ending with 0, 1. Now in Q1 state, for input 0 we have not seen, whereas input 1 we have seen. Therefore, in case we see an input 0 on Q1 state, we can remain in Q1 state itself because again it provides a provision for 0, 1 ending. Okay. Now what about in Q2 state if we see a 0? We have already traversed the minimum traversal here, minimum string which is required, that is 0 and 1. We cannot have, we've already come to the final state, and after that we cannot have any other symbols. Therefore, in case in Q2 state we see a 0, then we go back to the previous state. Okay, because it will allow us to see 0 then 1 or 0, 0 and 1, anything. But if we see a 1 in Q2 state, then we'll have to go back to Q0 state because only in Q0 state we can accept 1. And then that is, if we have to traverse back, we go to Q0 state and then we can have strings which are ending with 0 and 1. Now, how about a NFSM construction for the same question? In the NFSM construction, we need not worry about each of the input. We need not worry about checking the transition for each of the input. First, we construct the minimum skeleton DFSM, that is, on Q0, if we see a 0, it goes to Q1 state. Okay, on Q1, if it sees a 1, it goes to Q2 state. This is our minimum DFSM or minimum skeleton DFSM. The same thing holds good here. So, Q2 is our final state. Now, we only have to worry about in NFSM about this condition. What happens before this? We can have any number of zeros and ones. Any number of zeros and ones. Therefore, in Q0 state, we can have any number of zeros and ones. Therefore, M is defined to be K. What is K here? The number of states in your DFSM. So, it will be Q0, Q1 and Q2. What is input alphabet? 0, 1. We'll write the transitions later. Okay. The start state is Q0 and the final state is Q2. Whereas for this NFSM, M is equal to, in order to differentiate, I'll write this as MD and this I'll write as MN. Okay. So in NFSM definition, we have our Q0, Q1 and Q2 as K. Input alphabet is 0, 1. We'll have a list of transitions. Q0 is our start state and Q2 is our final state. So the transitions for DFSM 0 and 1. Start state was Q0. On seeing a 0 went to Q1 state. On seeing a 1, we remained in Q0 state itself. Q1 state. On seeing a 0, remained in Q1 state. On seeing a 1, we have a transition to Q2 state. And Q2 state was our final state. So on the final state, when we saw a 0, we went back to Q1 state. And in case we saw a 1, we went back to Q0 state. Now the transitions of a NDFSM or NFSM. Two input alphabets. We have our start state Q0. On Q0, when you saw a 0, we went to two states. So 0 is checked twice. So we move or we remain in Q0 state, or we can also move to Q1 state. But when we saw 1, we remained in Q0 state itself. Q1. We don't have any transition which is defined for 0. So we write it as a 5. Whereas when it sees a 1, in Q1 state, when we see a 1, we go to Q2 state. Q2 state is our final state, but we don't have any transitions defined in or defined for NDFSM here. So in case it is Q2 state, then we do not have any transitions. Therefore, it is a 5 and a 5. So this is the difference for DFSM and NDFSM construction. To understand the concept of an NDFSM construction, let us take an example. The first question, that is, to design an NDFSM for a, b to the power n, where n is greater than equal to 0. So we have a string a, b, and b to the power n, where n is greater than equal to 0. So you can see here, your inputs can be only A and B, symbols A and B. Therefore, input alphabet sigma is equal to AB. Now, how do we construct an NDFSM for this particular question? So first, what do? We take the start state, Q0. On this Q0 state, we give the first input. On receiving A, Q0 goes to Q1 state. On state Q1, we give the second input. So on receiving the second input, Q1 goes to state Q2. On Q2 state, we give the third input symbol, that is A. Q2 on receiving A goes to Q3 state. And on Q3 state, now we are left with the last symbol of our input string. What is that? B to the power n. Therefore, once we see this 3 characters, that is A, B, A, then we can have any number of B's. Therefore, we remain in state Q3 and give this input B any number of times. Here we complete our NFSM construction and we call Q3 as our final state. Therefore, M equal to K sigma delta start state and accepting states are given as K is equal to, we have 4 states, Q0, Q1, Q2 and Q3. Sigma stands for the input alphabet. We have 2 symbols here, A and B. S, the start state is Q0. A, the final or the accepting state is Q3. Transitions. We'll just write a list of transitions here. On Q0, when you give an A, it goes to Q1 state. On Q1, when you give a B, it goes to Q2 state. On Q2, when you give a A, it goes to Q3 state. On Q3, when you give a B, you go to or you remain in Q3 state itself. This is a list of transitions for a NDFSM. So we can have a transition table written like this. The same transitions are written in the form of a table. So we have a start state Q0. On receiving A, goes to state Q1. We don't have any transition for B, so we write a 5. Q1 state, we don't have any transition for A, so write a 5. Whereas we are having a transition for B, going to Q2 state. Q2 state, on receiving A, goes to Q3 state. But we don't have a transition for B. And Q3 state, which is our final state, remains in Q3 itself when it receives a B, whereas there is no transition which is defined for A. We'll take a second example to understand the concept of NDFSM construction. So your second question is to design a NDFSM for a set of strings over sigma is equal to 0, 1 such that the fifth symbol from the right end is 1. So we have the input alphabet which is sigma equal to 0, 1. And the condition for the construction of the NFSM is that the fifth symbol from the right end should be equal to 1. Therefore, we can write it like this. The fifth symbol from the right end should be equal to 1. What about the other symbols? We can have 0 or 1, 0 or 1, 0 or 1, 0 or 1. The only condition is that the fifth symbol should be from the right end should be 1. So let us construct the DFSM. We have our start state Q0. Okay, you can have here this can be Q0. On Q0 we give a 1. When on Q0 if you give a 1, it goes to Q1 state. On Q1 we can give 0 or 1. It will go to Q2 state. On Q2 state we can have 0 or 1 as the input. It will go to Q3 state. On Q3 state you can give 0 or 1. The NDFSM moves to Q4 state. On Q4 state you can have 0 or 1. It goes to Q5 state. So you have the fifth symbol from the right. This is your first symbol from the right. This will be second symbol, third symbol, fourth symbol, and fifth symbol from the right end is equal to 1. So finish traversing the string format. Therefore, we'll have Q5 as our final state. So after the fifth symbol, they have not mentioned anything. So you can have any number of zeros and ones. So here we can see that on an NDFSM, we need not check all the inputs on all the states. Here on a Q0 state, you have checked there's a transition only to Q1 state only on seeing a 1. But need not worry about or need not check for 0. But we have a 0 condition here. If you see a 0 on Q0 state, then we remain in Q0 state itself. And this means that before one and after 1, we can have any number of zeros and 1. Except that only when you traverse from the right hand side, the fifth symbol should be 1. Irrespective of the size of the string. Therefore, we can write K are the 5 states Q0, Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4 and Q5. sigma is equal to A comma B. Start state is Q0. Accepting state is Q5. And the transitions. Q0 is our start state. On seeing a 0, it goes to Q1 state. On seeing a 1, it can remain in Q0 state or it can go to Q1 state. Q1 state on seeing a 0 can go to Q2 state. On seeing a 1 goes to Q2 state. Q2 state on seeing a 0 goes to Q3 state. On seeing a 1 goes to Q3 state. Q3 state on seeing a 0 goes to Q4 state and 1 goes to Q4 state. Q4 state on seeing a 0 goes to Q5 state and on seeing 1 goes to Q5 state. And Q5 state, we do not have any transitions which are defined for 0 and 1. Therefore, we can write it as 5. And Q5 is the final state for us.